Hey guys, welcome back to Tennessee Grilling and Smoking. I'm Dustin, and today I'm pretty excited about this one, guys. It's my first cook on my Smoky Mountain Weber. I've got the 22 inch there. I did a video on the unboxing and assembly on it the other day, and haven't cooked anything yet on it. So I'm pretty excited about doing this. Everything I've read and all the videos I've watched, it says this is pretty much as close as you can come to just a set it and forget it kind of smoker, and I'm going to test it out today. And what better thing to test it out on? Brisket. Got a nice little brisket in there. We're going to go in there, we're going to get it trimmed up and seasoned up and all that good stuff. Get this big guy running, and we're going to try it out. So yeah, looking forward to this one. See how it goes. All right guys, you can see right here we got us a nice little brisket. This thing's a little bit over 13 pounds. First thing we're going to do, we're just going to get it trimmed up, and I ain't going to sit here and make you watch that. But come back, this thing should be trimmed up, ready to season up. But real quick, I got a question for you now. I'm new to the Weber Smoky Mountain, right? And I'm sitting right here on my wooden deck. It's a wooden deck. Now I've read a lot of forums about should you use your Smoky Mountain on a wooden deck, and a lot of people say yeah, a lot of people say no. I've got the heat shield up on the bottom of it. They say as long as it has that, it should be fine. Some people say they put pavers up and underneath it, or a mat, which a mat might be a good idea to do, but I don't have one today. But yeah, I'm just curious who all has the Weber Smoky Mountain, and if you just ever just use it straight up on your wooden deck. Just kind of curious how everybody does it. So let me know in the comments what you do in your setup, and look forward to reading those. All right, let's get this thing trimmed up. All right, so I got my brisket trimmed up nice. Now we're just going to go ahead, and I've got some just plain old beef broth. That's all I'm going to do to inject it, give it that, keep that moisture in there, give it that nice beefy flavor. Just help maintain that flavor. And that's all I'm trying to do here. So I've got 1 can of beef broth. That's about 8 ounces. No, I'm sorry, that's about 14 ounces. Alright guys, we got her trimmed up real nice, got her injected. Now I'm not going to start putting, I ain't going to put this on the smoker until about 10:30 tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave it like it is, go ahead and put it in the refrigerator until then. And I'll probably pull it out about 30-45 minutes before I get ready to put it on the smoker. We'll season it up real good and we'll get going. Alright, see you then. Alright guys, a little bit of a change of plans. We're going to go ahead and get this thing fired up. Alright, so I'm expecting this to be about a between 13 to 16 hour cook, so I'm wanting to set this thing up for a nice long burn, a little slow, long burn. So best I can research is the minion method. I don't know if you can see this, but I've got the charcoal lined up on the outside of the charcoal ring. I've left the center empty, and I'm going to be using pecan wood chunks. I'm going to place 3 chunks. I'm going to place one right here, right in front of these 3 vents. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got the chimney started right now. It's starting to heat up. I turned the chimney upside down. I don't want a full chimney. I'm just going to use this top part. And so when this gets up to temperature, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dump that right in the center and get this thing going. So let's go back in there, get this brisket out, go ahead and get it seasoned up, rub it down real good, let it sit for just a little bit while this thing gets up to temperature. Let's get her going. Alright guys, as you can see, my briquettes are about done. So while I'm waiting on them, I'm going to go ahead and show you what else I've got going on. I've got the water pan filled up to about 3/4 of the way full. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, put this grate on. And in that grate, I'm going to go and put just pan right here on top of that just to catch some of the dripping from that brisket. So that's my setup in here. Grate it on. All right, and now we're just waiting on these to get done so I can dump them right in the middle of that. Now, like I said, I've got the pecan wood. I'm gonna put 3 chunks right there where the vents are, and that should be it. So I've got the brisket seasoned up. Now we're just waiting on temperature. All right, charcoal looking like it's ready to go. We're gonna come on over here, try to get it right square in the middle. Perfect. Anything left in there. All right, what that's going to do, that's going to heat up in the middle, and as it gets hotter, it's going to expand outward like that, and that's going to allow me a long, nice and slow heat cook, supposedly. So, all right, let's get this thing put back together, get her heated up. Go. Just like that. So now we wait. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave all my vents wide open right now. Top vent wide open till this thing gets up to about 200 degrees, and I'm gonna go ahead and start closing them down. See if we can't control it there around 225, 230. All right, like you see, we're up to 200. It didn't take long. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna close these vents up to about 1/8 of an inch right there. I'm gonna do that to all 3 of them. I'm gonna leave the top wide open and we'll get her under control. And I'll see you when we're maintaining there. All right, guys, check this out. I'm pretty amazed by this already. It didn't take any time for it to jump up to 200. Then when I closed them up to about 1/8 of an inch, it stopped right there about 220, 225. And I've been maintaining that for about 10 minutes now, sitting in around the same spot. I can't believe how easy this was to bring up the temp and maintain. So that's already a big plus in my book for this Smoky Mountain. So this tells me it's about time to go ahead and get that brisket sit right on here. All right, you've been holding it right there around 220, 225 for about 15 minutes. I believe we're going to go ahead and throw it to it. Smoking on the pellet smoker for so long, you ain't used to seeing this. All right. All right, looks good to me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this thing on here. Let's go ahead and get this lid back on. Well, all right, we got the brisket on. Everything's looking good. Temperature's going great. The smoker's working amazing. I mean, we're getting a lot more smoke than I'm used to working with. So I'm very excited about this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this go for a few hours. Probably end up throwing one of my pins in this to keep the eye on the temperature. But around 160 to 170 degrees, I'm probably going to pull out and wrap. Just based on the color. When we open it up, we're going to see if we get this nice dark color we're looking for. If we're not, shoot, we might go on up to 180, 190. It don't matter about the temperature as much as the color to me on this part. So that's the next thing we're going to do. But I'll stick me a pin in there just to kind of give me a roundabout and let me know, because I'm just going to go in the house, kind of forget about it, and see how this thing runs. I'll check on it periodically, and so far so good. I'll see you here after a while. All right, guys, it's been about 5 minutes since I turned the camera off there, and I totally realized I screwed up. All right. I wanted to go fat side up, and I stuck that thing straight down. So that's just, it ain't been on there very long. Like I said, just about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead. Woo-woo. There we go. Now that's better. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this probe back in. close her back down. Yeah, I don't know why. I told myself I was going to go fat side up this whole entire time. I just went down with it. So now we got that fixed. So maybe now we can continue on. All right, so it's 1:45 in the morning. I put this on at 8:45. So this right here has been going on for, this right here has been going on for 5 hours now. Still holding steady, and yeah, pretty impressive. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. We got an internal temperature of 160. Take a peek. Oh my gosh. Now that's looking mighty fine. Bark's setting up. Fat's starting to render down a little bit. Still ain't where I want it at yet. We're gonna let it go for just a little bit longer. We'll go ahead and cover it back up here. But my gosh, guys, that's looking really, really good. Like I said, we're gonna let it go just a little bit longer. It's 160 degrees internal on the probe, and we just want that fat to render up just a little bit more before we pull her off and wrap her up. All right, so we'll check her back here in a little bit. All right, I'll let another hour go. Let's check her out. All right, there's what I'm talking about. That extra hour made the difference. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead, take these probes out. I'm gonna pull it off. I'm gonna wrap her up in some butcher paper. Go ahead and get all that ready. We'll get her back on there. All right, yes sir, look at that. My gosh, that is a good looking brisket. Bark set up real nice. So I'm just gonna leave her just like it was. Spin her around like this. Now all I've done right here is I've got 2 pieces of butcher paper. Got them kind of layered out over top of each other. Just gonna go ahead, tuck in just like that. Pull this around real tight as I can get it. Tuck that in. Now I've just got the side, and what we'll do is we'll just find it right on in. Right. That's all there is to it. It's wrapped up good and tight. I'm going to put it back on the smoker. Now I am noticing that the smoker dropped a little bit in temperature. We've been on there about 7 hours now. And I'd say I'll probably stir those coals up, and if I need to, add some more charcoal. So let's go ahead and get this thing back on there. All right, so I wrapped her up, put her in there. I noticed that it was losing heat a little bit. I did stir up the charcoal, and I can see that a lot of them's just already burnt out and fell down through. I ain't got much left. So I went ahead and added some more charcoal to it, about chimney and a half full. And I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna wait for this thing to get back up to temperature, get it regulated again. And I'm gonna hit the bed for a little while, guys. I'm gonna wait for this thing to get 205 or until probe tender. And I might end up staying up later. We got a storm about to roll through, so hopefully that don't affect it. But hey, what it is, I guess. But anyhow, we're looking for 205 probe tender. I'm banking on it being another 4, 5, 6 hours. So we'll just we'll check on it here in a little bit. I'll put my probe back in the middle of it and shut the lid. We're going to get her back up to temperature, and I'll let you know when we're there. Well, all right. It's 8:45. It's been on there for right at 12 hours, and we've hit an internal temperature 200 degrees, and more importantly, I don't feel like I'm probing anything in there. It's just going in, and anywhere I go, it's just in and out like butter. So I know this is going to be just right. So we're going to go ahead and get this out of this butcher paper. We're going to wrap her up in full Stick her in the cooler and let her rest for a few hours. Alright, go ahead and take a peek and see what we got here. Look at that fat. That is just perfect. All right, let's get her over here. Yeah, I believe this is going to be a good one. Yes, sir. We're just going to turn her here. We're going to get her wrapped up. Nice and tight. Alright, there she is. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it in the cooler. I'm going to let it rest for at least 2 hours on this one. And we'll get back out here in a little bit. We'll try her out. Alright guys, it's been resting for about 3 hours now, so it's time to cut it up. Look at that thing. That is going to be great. Alright, so the grain's running this way, so we're going to go ahead and slice. I'm just going to slice her one good time right down the middle here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we're working with. Oh my gosh. Look at that. You see that? That right there, I think, is going to be delicious. All right. So this thing cooked for a total of 12 hours. And I'll tell you what, this right here is just as moist, juicy as you can get. Alright guys, look at that. Look at that. See if that thing's got any tug to it. Oh, you just barely pull it. That thing's coming right apart. Alright, let's get in here and let's get us one. Let's get one from here, right out of the middle. Boy. Yeah. Right there it goes. That's perfect. That's spot on. That pecan wood just gives it a real subtle smoky flavor. Not like hickory, not as strong as hickory, but it's just a real good smoky flavor. The tenderness is right there. There's no chew, no tug to that at all. Pretty excited and pretty happy how this came out. Let's see, that 1836 rub, of course you can taste it. It's really popping. So yeah, really excited about it. But the main star of the show is this Weber Smoky Mountain. This guy right here was pretty much a set it and forget it. I didn't have to do much adjustments to it at all. There was one time that I had a temperature drop, but we had some storms coming last night. We had a lot of winds, a little bit of rain, and kind of get down. But it was no big deal. It was so easy to get it back on the temperature. So I couldn't be more pleased with this smoker right here. It is a really, really good smoker. I can't wait to do a lot more cooks on it. I really enjoy cooking on this thing. So, guys, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed my my video. Let me know what you think about it. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe to me if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Hope you all have a great day.